Finally, it's happened. A bill that was passed through Congress and surprisingly signed into law by President Joe Biden. Keep eye onto your news, mails because you'll be getting a letter into the mail. So make sure you follow the steps as described in the mail carefully. 5 states, we can see 5 states have already started processing. And you know what guys, apart from these 5 states, there will be additional 45 states which will be doing the same exact theme. So what does this mean for you and your benefits? Well, today in this video we have got all the important details, and now that bill has finally approved, it has become a law and it could affect millions and millions of beneficiaries and how it will impact their benefits, economy, overall healthcare, Medicaid, SNAP benefits, social security beneficiaries, people on low income, fixed income benefits. This is gonna be the crucial update as it can impact you very deeply. So the most important question you might be having in your mind, what is this bill all about, how it will impact our benefits, and specifically which group of people is this going to impact, and is it gonna impact adversely or is it in favor of all the social security, low income, fixed income beneficiaries? And just a few days ago, we have been considering this as a bill, a possibility that could come into a law, and finally that now it has been approved and signed into a law by President Joe Biden. Now it's the reality that we have to face it. So guys, without further ado, let me give you all the important details, what it means for you and your benefits. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, now you know what, April 12th is the most important date. Like I said my previous video, I showed you that this is gonna be the most important date for those SNAP beneficiaries, also for Medicaid recipients. And this is signed as of yesterday. President Biden signed a bill which actually immediately affected many beneficiaries. Now what it means for you, let me get to all the details. Alright guys, now for the last 3 years, the extra emergency allotments for the SNAP beneficiaries have been going out thanks to Congress. This was the great relief for low income, fixed income beneficiaries to put food onto the table. But you know what guys, right here into the month of March, the extra SNAP emergency allotments has stopped, and this was supposed to be go out all the way through the end of the public health emergency. But you know what, with the passing of the $1.7 trillion package, the extra allotment was not included. You know what that means. And on top of that, people were at risk of being purged out of from the Medicaid. Now this was also supposed to happen at the end of the public health emergency. However guys, with the latest bill signed by President Joe Biden on yesterday, as of right now we now don't have to worry about that, because this is a news for those at the risk of being purged or losing their extra allotment. Now today we are talking about $1.7 trillion package passed recently and the changes it is making to the SNAP and Medicaid benefits. So as of this month, 5 states, we can see 5 states have already started processing, removing people off the Medicaid, and upcoming months they'll be doing so as of the May and June and July. And you know what guys, apart from these 5 states, there will be additional 45 states which will be doing the same exact theme. So they will be purging off people from Medicaid benefits in the upcoming months. Now what this means for your benefits, this means that everyone on Medicaid will have to re-enroll just like you log in into your account. So in order to be eligible for the Medicaid benefits, now you need to re-enroll and you must be eligible for your benefits. Now you know what guys, this will add additional step of complexity. You know what, some people might be thrown off of the eligibility. As they re-enroll for the eligible benefits, they need to apply for it and then prove that they are eligible for their Medicaid benefits, and this can add additional layer of complexity. Now in my previous video I have warned about this potential issue that could arise from this particular decision. Now at this point you need to think consciously whether your Medicare coverage is active or not, because you know what guys, let's say if you step into the hospital for a doctor's appointment. Now you know what, if someone shows up into the hospital without realizing the fact that they have to re-enroll for their Medicare benefits in order to take advantage of those, well at this point they might not have the health coverage that they are required. And you know what, in that scenario you could be stuck with a large bill that you have to manage by yourself. So guys, just to be aware, I don't want this bad situation to happen with anybody, but you know what, you just should be aware of this important issue that could arise if you are not re-enrolled into the Medicare. And this is important issue, guys. That's why I'm bringing you this issue up, because I don't want anyone to go in this kind of a bad situation. This is a major deal with those affecting a lot of people. So if you are somebody receiving Medicaid, Medicare, then please make sure you know how to re-enroll, and you know what, don't let slip through the cracks. This can be the crucial one for you. Now guys, this is the change. This is an important issue that will affect 1 out of 3 people in the United States. So this is a major one. Last week, President Biden signed a law that ended the public health emergency declaration and the national emergency. Now this will majorly impact those on Medicaid. Now Medicaid is a program designed to provide health coverage and financial assistance to the people with limited incomes. About 100 million people in the United States currently enrolled in the Medicaid program. This means that nearly 1/3 of the population will be affected by this important law, this new law. So what does this mean for you? And it's important to pay attention to what your state is doing to ensure that actions are taken care of, and your state legislature, the governor, and other state leaders will be in charge of the Medicaid program moving forward. Now, they will be responsible for making sure that the health coverage and financial assistance you need, you are getting those. Now, guys, speaking of the next update, it is also important to note that the extra allotments for the SNAP benefits have been available since the March now will be no longer available. This means that it's even more important to pay attention what is your state doing to ensure that you have assistance that you need. Now, back in the March, President extended the 90-day period for the public health emergency declaration by another 30 days. So it was extended until the May 11th. However, guys, just as of the last week, President Biden has signed a bill that expired the public health emergency declaration immediately once upon signing. And finally, this was signed by President, and now public health emergency has ended. Now this is a big deal, because you know what, guys, this means that emergency declaration is now gone, and that also raises the question why the president chose to sign it. And you know what, it could be that president was responding to the pressure right from the Congress, as it was, often happened from the both sides. So Republicans and Democrats pointing fingers at each other. They are basically doing the blame game rather than taking the responsibility of handling these situations consciously. I would say taking the responsibility of all those citizens. We are talking about those responsible citizens who have voted for the lawmakers. Now, regardless, it's important that we all take the time to understand what this means, to be aware of the further developments. As for the bill signed by President, it's the bill that led by Republicans that could have serious implication for those on Medicaid. In particular, these 5 states have already begun processing purging people off from the Medicaid in April 2023. So basically those 5 important states are Arkansas, Arizona, South Dakota, Idaho, New Hampshire. Now, if you are in one of those states, it is very important to watch your mail closely, as you'll be receiving a letter, some type of a communication that you need to re-enroll in the Medicaid. Now, each state will have some different parameters for the enrollment, so it's important to be aware what's really going on in your particular state. You'll have to check for yourself. So therefore, the next 3 months, May, June, and July, are going to be very, very influential for those on Medicaid, as of remaining 45 states will follow up beginning purging of people from the Medicaid benefits. So that's why it's very important to stay informed about what's really going on in your state and be aware of the changes. Make sure you watch your mails closely. Keep eye onto your news, mails, because you'll be getting a letter into the mail communicating that how you need to re-enroll for your benefits. So make sure you follow the steps as described in the mail carefully to re-enroll in your benefits effortlessly. Now, you know what, guys? It was something that Republicans pushed for and said, let's cancel it. Let's cancel the thing now. Congress is made up of few hundreds of lawmakers representing all of the United States, and it's very important to remember that the bill was finally passed by both House and Senate and signed by President. That means it's a done deal. And once I get any latest details, I will keep you posted on all the latest details. But in meantime, make sure to subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, also turn on all the bell notifications so you'll never miss new updates. Make sure to hit that like, and this is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.